What is up guys, Beanhead09 here, and I'm going to show you guys the absolute easiest way to win in a game of Fortnite Battle Royale. I know how it is. If you're still trying to figure out how to get your first victory royale so you can show off your sweet umbrella, or maybe you know that the stats and leaderboards are coming online and you desperately want to show off to your buddies. Whatever reason it is, we all love a nice victory royale, and this is the absolute easiest way to achieve one when playing solo. It's a method I like to call the ring hugger cover hopper. I literally made it up 10 seconds before I said it, but you get the idea I think. It's a very descriptive name. At its core, you will be playing a very sneaky game, trying to keep as much of the playing field as you can in front of you. In Fortnite, you can be attacked from 360 degrees. That's tough to cover at all times, even if you're an owl. If you can reduce that to about 180 degrees, which this method does, you're setting yourself up for an easier time covering your flanks and less time on the party bus. Fair warning, this is not a run and gun strategy. This strategy focuses on getting to the end game to give you the best chances of picking up frequent wins. Initially, you want to aim your landing for the edge of the map, towards the end of the party bus's journey. The reason you do this is so that you don't dive into the 30-man free-for-all at Pleasant Park or Retail Row, desperately running around trying to find a gun and then going Rambo pulling off 6 kills in 15 seconds using the 40 rounds in your SMG. Yes, it can be done, yes it's fun, but 9 times out of 10 you'll be straight back on that party bus. If you want to win, head to the outskirts of the map and loot through the derelict houses, huts, shacks that you'll come across. You'll still find a ton of guns, chests and equipment on most runs, and it will all be a lot less stressful. Once you're settled, identify where the first ring is and head there, slowly, don't rush. If you can, try to get to the new ring at the point where it is closest to the old ring. You want to keep as much of the map in front of you as you can, and as soon as you start rushing, you could have people on your tail who are doing the same strategy as you, but better, and they'll probably kill you. At this point, you need to start gathering building materials as well. Wood is good, brick is better, steel is the best. So if you can get your hands on a load of steel, make sure you're doing it. But having said that, don't be tempted to throw up forts and towers willy-nilly. That's a massive clue to everybody where you are, and you want to be keeping a low profile. If you need cover, look for it in the environment. Valleys, bushes, trees, rocks, cliffs. These are all great cover you can use to stay out of sight. The building materials are for an endgame fortress, and any unavoidable cliff jumping or throw up cover. At this point, I'm going to jump through into the gameplay I'm showing and try to talk through my thoughts and strategy as it plays out. Spoiler alert, we get the W. As we come in then, we're just picking up our second kill of the game. The guy's taking cover behind the tree, we got some grenades, let's throw them at him and let's get the kill, and then we can go and loot his corpse. Lucky for us, he's got a sniper rifle, he's got a full medikit, lots of stuff that we can use to help us in the end game. Holding my hands up, the very start of this game I wasn't able to record. Well, I did record it, but it messed up a little bit. The bus came in from the southwest and travelled to the northeast. I landed my aim right in the northeast, jumping off just before Wailing Woods, heading for the big kind of treehouse ice cream area, where I know I can pick up some chests, some guns, some equipment, grenades, bandages, that kind of thing. And the player count is going to be pretty low because it's right at the end of the bus's path. I did land with one person. I was lucky enough to get to a gun before him and killed him no trouble. And then that was the second person I've just killed now. Between times I've just been standing on the edge of the ring and I've been picking up some building materials. I did spend a fair amount of time sitting in this bush as the storm closes in on the next ring. It just allows me to look at my environment, see if there's any stragglers coming in from the storm, and if there are, I can pick them off from this cover. As it was, there wasn't any stragglers, there wasn't anybody running from the storm, so I've got my eyes on the next ring, which is to the north, and you can see that just on the northern point, that is where it's closest from the new ring to the old ring. That's the point which I'm going to be aiming for because it's the shortest travel time between the two storms if I go around the outskirts of the ring, keeping most of the map to my left on the west. As I do move around, I'm trying to use as much natural cover as I can to avoid building and drawing attention to myself. As we reach my destination and the storm starts closing in, I'm building up behind this mountain because I know that any natural path to get up there is going to be covered by the storm. I've also positioned my ramp outside of the ring in the storm so that nobody can use my ramp, follow me behind and get the jump on me. These are all techniques to keep your profile low, to keep you out of sight and to keep enemies away from you. You'll see this whole time I've been on that right hand side of the ring looking to the left, so I know that nobody's behind me and I've just got to watch what's in front of me and to the sides. Like I said, champs, this isn't the most fun, thrilling run and gun strategy. It's a good way to win if you want your umbrella and you want to boost your stats. Moving on to the next ring then, and it's a very similar approach. Again, the new ring is right on the edge of the old ring, so there is a perfect point at which there's the least distance to travel between the two, and that's where I'm heading. I've actually got to head south and I've got to head east to get to it, and that's the route I've taken now. The extra factor I need to consider here is that the loot crate has landed just in front of me, but it is on the exposed side of this little hill. So if I go for it, I'm going to be exposed, people are going to be watching it, and they could very easily just land 1 or 2 sniper hits on me and I'll be dead. So I'm not going to go for the loot crate. Instead, I'm going to use it as bait. I'm going to sit in this bush, and if people come for that loot crate, I can then kill them. I've got good guns, I've got a full shield, I've got a full med kit. I'm not desperate for what's inside that loot crate, whereas someone else might be, and that's going to be their moment of weakness where I can take them out of the game. I'm just going to sit in this bush, I'm going to wait for the next ring, and I'm going to see how the game now plays out. So we're now 2 rings on, there are just 4 people left in the game, including myself, and you can see on the map that now I need to start thinking about moving and fortifying my next position in order to remain out of the storm circle. The temptation here is to use this opportunity to go for that loot crate, bust it open, and see what goodies it's holding inside. But I'm not going to do that. The reason being is that I don't know where these 3 people are. All 3 of them could have their sniper scope straight on that loot crate, waiting for me, the foolish one, to walk up, open it, and die. I'm not going to be the foolish one. But I do need to move. So instead of opening the loot crate, I'm going to start fortifying around it because I've got some high ground and it gives me a good overview of the rest of the map. As I'm building, I do start hearing gunfire, so I know people are engaging in firefights. Now, I've got a decision to make. I could even get involved in this firefight and make my position known, but hopefully secure a couple of kills, increasing my chances of winning, theoretically. Or I can choose to avoid the firefight, let them kill each other, and see if I can pick up the scraps once they're done with their battle. And because of the sneaky approach I'm having to this game, in order to maximise my chances of winning, I'm going to do the latter. I'm going to let them fight it out, then I'm going to put my head up and see what's going on. I do spot a guy in his cover on the opposite side of the map, throw some grenades over, knock him out, and now I can see if I can take him down with my assault rifle. What's really important to note here is I did not get the kill. The 3rd player remaining actually picks up the kill, and at the time I wasn't able to see where it came from. Looking back I can see it now, but at the time when I was playing, that caught me out. And I started panicking a little bit because the one thing that I had going for me all game, which was cover and the fact I was undetected. Of course, I've built my fort now so people know roughly where I am, but I might not be there anymore. But this guy now knows I'm there because he saw me shooting. I don't know where he is. I use what I've got to my advantage now, which is a fort, and I'm going to make it a lot bigger, and it's going to take up a lot of the ring. As I'm building up my fort, I'm making sure I've got an overview of all of the map, and I'm also keeping an ear out for any audible clues that might give away his position. Either him destroying my fort, him throwing grenades, rockets, anything like that, footsteps around the base of my fort if I can hear them, anything that's going to help me determine his position, I'm keeping an ear out for whilst building my fort up and keeping a close eye on the sides. I do eventually spot him, and as you can see I take him down and get the win. So champs, there we go, ring hugger cover hopper. As with all things, this does take practice, but I can assure you that this is the absolute easiest and most reliable way to get wins. So whether you're looking for your first one or you want to bump up your stats, give this one a go. I really hope you've enjoyed the video guys. If you have, please consider smashing that like button, it helps me out to no end. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to stay up to date with all of my latest content. Stay safe and I will see you in my next video.